Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News. Tuesday, March 19th, 2024. Stand up for your country. First day of spring. Pretty chilly here in the Northeast. I got to tell you, it was annoyingly chilly when I walked the Terra dog about 7 this morning. I'm going, the first day of spring. Dog doesn't care. So yesterday we dealt with press dishonesty. And again, I report this story a lot because it's personal to me. I'm in the business almost 50 years, and I am seeing a collapse of standards about reporting in America, and that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. So I said yesterday, honesty is the best policy. What a cliche. You've heard it a million times. Your mom probably told you that, but it's true. And, now we know about the bloodbath remark in Ohio made by Donald Trump. That's been exposed. Okay. But this happens every single day. So here's, I referred to Nancy Pelosi, one of the real propagandists of our time, yesterday. And here's the clip. Go. Pelosi makes no attempt, all right, to know anything. And she's a propagandist. Now, you can make an argument, and there's some validity to it, that the right and the Republican parties do this as well. But I'm going to tell you something. If they distort a Biden speech like they just distorted a Trump speech, I will report it to you. Presto. Okay, it was just maybe an hour after I recorded that on Fox News. They basically took an anonymous report that said Joe Biden was cursing and screaming at his staff inside the White House and covered it as fact. In fact, the White House correspondent, Peter Doocy, actually asked Kirby about it. And I'm going, what is going on? And I addressed it last night on News Nation. Go. So I was cruising around in the afternoon, and I don't watch a lot of cable TV anymore. I don't learn much. But I stopped when I heard this story. Joe Biden screamed and cursed at his staff because of his low poll numbers. Do you know where that story came from, Leland?
NBC and anonymous sources.
Very good. An NBC anonymous sourced story, which has no credibility. I never use anonymous sources, ever. A shadowy person, a protected person, is not a primary source. Yet, Fox News took it as authoritative and ran with it, so much so that their White House correspondent asked Kirby about it today. Okay, now, is that on the level of the bloodbath remark? No, it is not. But it shows you that there isn't one television news operation, with the possible exception of News Nation. And I still haven't been there long enough to assess all of it, but that possibly there isn't one that has any standards at all. They're just going to say what they want to say to try to attract an audience who wants to hear certain things. It's horrible. It is absolutely terrible. Now, I'm going to report throughout the next few months until November excesses on both sides. I'm not going to ignore the conservative attacks on President Biden that are wrong, that are fallacious. I'm not. You all know how I feel about Joe Biden. He's hurting the country. That's not going to change. Donald Trump hurts the country by his demeanor, but not his policies. So that's where I come down on it. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to allow dishonesty to be directed at Joe Biden. I'm not. Because my job, now I think I'm the only one doing this now. Hold these media people accountable. So honesty has to return, I should say, in the media, but I'm not hopeful. I'm one man. That's the memo. All right, President Biden's off to raise more money, not doing the people's business, never does the people's business. He's going to Vegas, going to Phoenix, going to Texas, scooping up the money. And his theme is that he's going to help working families in America with the price rises, which is a bunch of malarkey because Biden caused all this, as you know, if you follow policy, by going in and attacking the fossil fuel industry on his first day in office. That lighted the fuse for all inflation. And now he's going, oh, I'm going to bring it down. Come on. You don't know what you're doing. So Biden's out there and he's going to run around. He's going to tell people this. And as you know, people believe what they want to believe. If they hate Trump, and that's rationalization on almost every Biden voter. I don't know anybody, I've said this before, who really wants Joe Biden to be president. Maybe Jill, but I don't know anybody who wants it. It's all, Trump's so bad we have to vote for Biden. That's all it is. Okay. So one of the reasons that, and I asked my staff, I said, look, do some research about how we are today as opposed to Trump's last year in office economically. It's hard because the Labor Bureau has not yet reported 23 stats. They should come out any day, and we need that. But what we can tell you with authority is that the typical American household, coast to coast, Alaska to Key West, spends about $11,500 more on living than it did when Trump left office. 11.5. In Colorado, it's $15,000 more because various states have various levels of inflation. Colorado's terrible. D.C., $17,000 more, the average family to support itself, than it was Trump's last year. Yet D.C. will vote for Biden 95% because, all right, I don't want to generalize, but they don't care about efficiency. They don't care about it. It's all ideology for them. And one of the reasons that the American household is paying more money to live is insurance, particularly car insurance. Now, I had this problem. I got my Allstate car insurance bill, and it was outrageous. My car is 8 years old. It's a vintage Caddy. I love the car. I'm not going to sell the car anytime soon. I got low mileage on the car. 8 years old. All right. They tripled my car insurance for no reason. I called the guy. I said, what are you doing? Is this a mistake? He goes, oh, no. Every excuse in the book. You want to hear the excuses? Here are the excuses. Oh, we have to raise car insurance rate because labor costs more. Okay. Can't be that much more. Auto parts. Oh, auto parts are up about 20%. So if we have to replace a part, we have to pay 20% more. Maybe there's something to that, but still. And then the severity of claims. And with all the legalization of drugs, marijuana, okay, there are more accidents because more people are intoxicated on the road. All right. So I'm not paying Allstate. Not going to do it. And I did some investigating, and I finally found a much lower rate with the same exact coverage from Progressive. I don't have any dog in Progressive. I don't care about Progressive. Their commercials annoy me. But I'm comparing, and so it's bye-bye Allstate, hello Progressive. Now, you may not get the same deal, but the best website is policygenius.com. They compare. Policygenius.com. But these auto things are insane. All right, let's go to Donald Trump. So, new poll, I think it's a bogus poll. Politico, I have to report it to you. 1,024 adults, not registered voters, not likely voters. These are just people they got on the phone. Okay? Phone poll. Question number one, if Donald Trump is tried and convicted in the Manhattan DA's business records case, would that impact your support for him? More likely to support Trump, 13%. No impact, 44%. Less likely to support him, 32%. Republicans. More likely to support 34, no impact 48. That's 82% of Republicans don't give a whit. Don't know 8. Less likely 9. So it's negligible in the Republican Party. But as you know, Trump needs independents to win. Here's the independent numbers. More likely to support Trump 9 if he's convicted. No impact 44. So that's a 53% plurality on independents. And less likely to support 36. Poll doesn't mean anything. I don't think anybody cares. They all know the fix is in New York. It's just a bunch of garbage. The big trial is the Jack Smith conspiracy on January 6th trial. That's the big one. Okay? It looks like they're not even going to get to that until after the election because there are so many court challenges to it. This is essentially what it is. Smith, a devoted Democrat, not a fair man, but most prosecutors aren't fair. He says he can prove that Donald Trump incited January 6th, wanted it to happen. I don't believe that for a second based upon my independent investigation. I don't believe it. If I were defending Donald Trump, if I were an attorney, I think I can get him off. But that's what Smith says. Okay. It'll be a jury trial. It's a federal trial. It's in D.C. The jurors hate Trump in D.C. Should have been moved. Wasn't moved. That's corruption. No way they couldn't have moved that out to West Virginia or someplace that isn't rabidly anti-Trump. They did not. It is not too late to make the right choice. If you're distancing yourself from companies supporting the radical left, please choose AMAC's Medicare Advisory Service. Whether it's prescription drug coverage, plan changes, exploring Medicare options, AMAC provides top-notch guidance from their experienced staff. Upholding pro-America values, AMAC has been helping people navigate Medicare for years. Their services are not only free of charge, but also free from any leftist agenda or corporate influence. AMAC stands as the conservative alternative to the AARP, earning its position as the #1 group for freedom-loving individuals. So make the right choice for your health and values with AMAC. Choices do matter, and the choice is yours. Choose Medicare the right way with AMAC's Medicare Advisory Service. You can call them at 888-355-5605 during normal business hours, 888-355-5605, or online at amac.us/trust. That's amac.us/TRUST. amac.us/trust. Let's go to the mail. We got Charles. Donald Trump's use of the word bloodshed is regrettable. His lack of discipline opens him up to attack by his enemies who purposely mischaracterize his positions. Unfortunately, he will not change, and this will cost him votes. I'm not going to disagree with that, but I mean, if he wants to say the economy is going to be bloodshed, I don't see anything wrong with that. He said other things that I do see wrong, but not that. Sheila Pachone, Saginaw, Michigan. Just tell us, O'Reilly, what Biden does do. Why waste time on what he doesn't do? Well, that would be a short segment if I tell you just what he does do. Diana Grilliot, Parker City, Indiana. I like the information you have on the president's schedule. Remember yesterday I asked you want me to dump the schedule or not? Write me. I got a whole bunch of letters. Lisa De Crescente, Jamal, California. Please stop reporting on Biden's schedule. Definitely a waste of time. Ted Shields, Alpharetta, Georgia. Please continue to report on how little of the people's business Biden does each day. Our Democratic friends do not believe this when I tell them. It's nice to show them the schedule. Okay, so 3-1, the mail ran in favor of continuing the Biden schedule, which we will do. Gil Garcia, Sierra Vista, Arizona. Hey, Bill, do you think 20 years from now, when Donald Trump is just a part of history, will the news networks go back to being fair and balanced? I do not. Too easy to make money the other way. You don't have to do investigating. You don't have to have competent people. You don't have to have any standards. You just tell the folks what they want to hear. I don't think they're ever going back. George Albert, Williamsville, New York. Joe Scarborough was once a Republican in the House under Speaker Newt Gingrich. Now he appears to be as left as possible. How can that be? One word: paycheck. David Bryant, Seneca, South Carolina. I'm pre-diabetic, been watching the sugar. I've noticed that wine bottles do not have sugar on the labels. Can you tell consumers how much sugar is in a bottle? I cannot, but I can tell you this: all alcohol turns to sugar. So if you drink heavily, that's going to affect your sugar levels. Mark Clark, Holston, Iowa. Just finished The United States of Trump, found the history of Trump's family and his years growing up most interesting. Gave some insight on why he is the man he is. That's the intent of the book, The United States of Trump. And you can get that at the BillO'Reilly.com store. We can get all my books there. Killing Jesus, we mentioned last night. And my new book is Confronting the Presidents, No Spin Assessments, From Washington to Biden. Out September 10th. Pre-order. Get it first. We will not charge you until we ship it to you. Killing Crazy Horse, another good killing book, is $12.95, hardback. Okay, so you might want to pick that up. Word of the day: bovine. Do not be bovine. B-O-V-I-N-E. Write to me at bill@BillO'Reilly.com, bill@BillO'Reilly.com. Name and town, please, if you wish to opine. Final thought in a moment. Are you tired of feeling like a soggy sack of potatoes? Wow. I may just have the solution for you. NativePath collagen. It's like a secret weapon for your body. Their collagen is packed with all the essential amino acids your body needs to build and repair your muscles, joints, and even regrow cartilage. Say goodbye to bone-on-bone pain. Just a scoop a day of this magic powder mixed into your favorite beverage or recipe, and you'll be on your way to stronger bones, healthier joints, and glowing skin that will really impress you. Please visit NativePath.com right now. Grab yourself a tub of this collagen goodness. Trust me, you will thank me. Simply visit getnativepath.com/Bill for up to 45% off today. Everything is expensive these days, you know that. The government is printing trillions of dollars and consumer prices higher than ever. If the government continues its printing and spending, the dollar could continue its free fall and lose its coveted role as the world reserve currency. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But there are a few things you can do right now. American Hartford Gold can show you how to protect your money, your retirement, your hard-earned savings against inflation by helping you diversify a portion of your portfolio into physical gold and silver. Start with a short phone call, and they can have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your 401k or IRA. So please call or text them right now. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you. Call 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Again, that's 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. All right, final thought of the day, this Christine Blasey Ford, who hates Brett Kavanaugh, the Supreme Court Justice, has a new book out. I'm not even going to bother with it because I know what her agenda is. So we're tracking her appearances because in my column on BillO'Reilly.com, I told you that no conservative authors or radio or TV people can appear any longer on the networks. Total blackout, zero, nobody booked. So Blasey Ford was on CBS Sunday morning on St. Patrick's Day, The View, NPR Morning Edition, and we'll keep you posted. Now, what do I have against Blasey Ford? Number one, she is an abortion zealot. Okay? Worships at the altar of reproductive rights. It's established, it's who she is. Number two, Brett Kavanaugh is not a big abortion guy. So there is motive to try to destroy him before he was appointed to the Supreme Court. It's always important that you walk through this. So here she comes. He did this, he did that. High school, 1980s. It's now 2020, 40 years ago, and he's the worst guy in the world. No backup. No backup. Kavanaugh just got squeaked in. Okay? Now, this stuff goes on all the time in America now. You know that. All the time. No backup, just accusation. And usually they want money. Give me money. This one wanted to destroy Kavanaugh. And I believe it was over abortion. Could be wrong. I can't read her mind, but that's what I believe. Okay. Press loves her. Hates Kavanaugh. Fixes in. Awful. Thank you for watching and listening to the No Spin News. We will see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.